Welcome, my crafty friends, to Donna Creations and more. Today is What Would You Make? The host is Connie from Connie's Wood Shop and DIYs and Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIYs, and the guest host is Amy Creatively Expressive. So now let's get on with my organization DIY that I have come up with for today's collaboration. Here I have a couple pieces of scrap, pieces of wood, some wooden dowels, and this piece of wood that I'm cutting the wrapper off, I don't know. It came with my appliances. I recycled it, kept it. It's some type of compressed wood. I am not really even sure. So I'm going to take that one piece of wood that I have, and I'm going to take it and cut it in half with my miter saw. And if I remember correctly, it was like 7 inches on both sides. And then I also have a roll of paper there. I'm going to make a paper holder. So I'm just trying to figure out what size I'm going to need. So I'm going to take my paper and line it up and add my wood block. Leave myself some space. And put my other wood block. I think I leave like 1.5 to 2 inches on each side. And then I'm just going to mark it. And I apologize that I'm totally out of frame a lot in this video. My camera's not in the right position. Oh, and I'm also making sure my dowel is going to fit is long enough too, and I don't have to cut that. So I'm just going to cut that extra piece off that I don't need. And I'm sorry that I'm out of frame on a lot of this. I was sitting too far back at my desk because my drawers were open, because this is where my saw was, and I'm sitting too far back, which means I'm pulling my project back and out of frame. So here I'm just setting my 2 pieces of wood on the end here. I'm grabbing my hammer. So now we're going to take the 2 side pieces, and I'm going to get my drill. And I thought this bit was big enough, but it actually wasn't. And then I did this completely, totally wrong. So do not do what I do in this video. I will explain to you the proper way of doing it. So I have I thought this bit was big enough. I put it to the end of the one-sided dowel. Well, it is big enough for the one side of the dowel, but not for the thicker side. Now, if you had a normal dowel, you wouldn't have to go through all this. You would just drill 1 hole in each. But due to the fact this was free wood and it's a tapered dowel, we're going to go with it. So I drilled my hole, and the one side fits in pretty good. Now, this here I am just checking it again to make sure that that one side of the dowel will go in that hole. But then I realized the other side is way too big and ain't gonna work. So I grabbed my spade bits here to make this hole bigger. Now, this is where I went wrong. I should have hooked that one piece of wood that did not have a hole in it, and I should have used it to use the spade bit to make a hole. And I really shouldn't, I don't know. I just messed up totally on this project. Had a really rough time. So that hole wasn't big enough. So we're going to have to go to the next size up. Which, me doing this way made my hole not nice and neat. all wonky, messed up, and I really didn't take the time to go and file the whole inside with special files and all that, because, you know what? I'm not even going to see it. So here I am just making my hole bigger, that way I know that dowel is definitely going to fit on the one end. And that's the side that I will be inserting that dowel on, from the thin side to the thicker side. So now I know this bit is the right size for the smaller end of that wooden dowel. I'm just going to drill a hole into the other piece of wood. So that will be our left and right side. Now I'm making a paper holder. It's more or less, you think about it, it's like if you buy one of them wooden paper towel holders, where you just slide, you know, it in. So here I'm just pre-drilling my holes to add my nails in. I don't know if this was a good idea or a bad idea, because they did not stay in. Probably was a bad idea. I probably should just did a little. I don't know, I thought my drill bit was small enough, but it wasn't. And you'll see, it gave me trouble. So I pre-drilled 2 holes on each side. And now I'm going to use a couple little finishing nails that I thought would work out great, and it probably would have if I didn't pre-drill all the way. So now, yes, I know I'm out of frame, but I'm just sanding some of the little splinter wood and off of it. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to ask you guys to check out the playlist in my description box below. And watch all the wonderful ladies' creations they have come up with making wood DIYs. And if you're new here, welcome. And if you're one of my subscribers, welcome back. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I do all different types of, oh my god, DIYs. From upcycling, recycling, home decor, glam, fake bakes. I'm bringing jewelry and resin all to my channel. I'm in the process of doing a craft room makeover, and on a budget, I like to do things cheap and really budget friendly. And I really like when you can recycle things. So here I'm just taking some wood glue, Elmer's wood glue, and I'm gluing on my end pieces. That way it'll be super sturdy once it dries. Which, I do not wait for it to dry, because if you follow me, I'm impatient. Why am I going to wait for it to dry? So anyhow, you guys, if you can, check out my videos. I'm sure you will definitely find something you like. And here I'm just taking and hammering in them nails on each end. And then I don't even know when, I put 2 holes in the very back of the piece of wood to hang it from. I'm just taking a baby wipe and cleaning off the extra glue so it's not all sloppy. And again, if I wasn't out of frame, I would have saw that I put them 2 holes back there. But that's how I'm going to secure it to the side of my desk. So you see here we have a C shape, and you see here me pre-drilling like I did not hold them nails in. So what I ended up having to do is drill a hole on each end in the very center and add a screw to it. and that held it in place. So here's where I'm adding the screws in. Well, I added the screw on the other side. I was doing the other side before. Now I'm doing this side. And making sure I get it down flush as I can. So now I just grab some paper towels and my black Waverly chalk paint, and I'm just going to give it a quick coat of this Waverly chalk paint. And so you guys don't have to watch this whole thing like super slow, I'm going to fast forward it. There we go, super speedy paint job. Wish it was that quick for real. This thing really gave me trouble. It took me like an hour. You wouldn't even believe that. But then again, I'm slow at doing things, so whatever. Ah, it is what it is. So I give it a quick coat, and then I'm doing my dowel too. And I'm just going to paint the whole thing black. If you know my craft room, it's like wood tone and black tone. Excuse me, I always get like the hiccup or something when I talk. You know, I really should talk to my doctor about that. So I'm taking my heat gun and giving it a quick dry. I love using my heat gun. It's amazing. Look at it. Right in front of your eyes, you see it drying. Bam, magic. And I can thank all my fellow YouTube friends for showing me that tip. I've learned a lot from my fellow YouTube collaboration friends. They really help me out a lot. Whenever I have questions or whatever, we have a great support group. Some wonderful people. So now I'm just going to finish painting the other side of the dowel because the one side is dry. And we can just move on with this DIY here. And get this thing installed. I totally forgot to paint that side. Oh, I know. I'm just going to make sure I get my holes, dry it again. And then we'll get to installing this. Okay, so now here's the side of my desk. And this piece of wood that I add on the back works out great because it actually makes it come out more. So I decided that I wanted the very back flush against my desk and the front will stick out a little. And then I'm going to use them big nails. God, I can't talk. Them big black screws you saw me with. And I'm going to use them to screw this to my desk. I think between all the screws and nails and wood glue and then these big old screws, this thing ain't going to go nowhere. Even if I ran into it. So we got one screw on that side done. Now we're going to add another big screw on this side. And then it's pretty simple. We're just going to take our piece of roll of paper that I got off of Amazon. If you guys ever want to know about the paper, just let me know. And I can put it in the description box if you're interested in ordering it. And look, this is going to fit perfect. And all I have to do is slide my wooden dowel through the one end. And then make sure that thin end goes into the smaller side. And then it'll hang just like this on my desk. And then I'll give you guys a final review. Here it is. This is what it looks like on the end of my desk. I'm loving it. And then all I have to do is just slide across my desk. Look, it goes right to the edge of my desk too. And tell me how that perfect that is. And then just rip it off and I'm done. Throw it in trash. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, comment below.